Welcome back, folks. This is the Hunziker Team, episode 5. 2 weeks in a row that we're actually getting out a podcast. You've been in a class recently over the past, you went on a conference last week.
Yeah. So
you want to speak a little bit about that?
Yeah, that was a trip to what the acronym is GARD, Great American Realtor Days. And that's a chance to go to Tallahassee and meet with our local Congress people and get a chance to meet them, tell us a little bit about what's important to us in real estate, and hope that they're focusing on those issues when they're in session this year. And so the session just started last week. And so that's our chance to get there and let them know, hey, these issues are really important. The issue that I spoke to them about was property insurance as a whole. And I think we mentioned it the last time we were on here. We know that property insurance prices are going up. We talked a little bit about the state-run insurance company, Citizens, and the fact that they have too many policies and we're trying to get rid of them. But it was a good conversation. I had that conversation with our representative, Chuck Clemens. Chuck Clemens. Hey, Chuck. I hope you didn't see me say that. Anyways, Chuck is fantastic. I really enjoyed meeting with him. Fantastic guy. And then we also met with Keith Perry, who is our senator in the state. Great stuff. I recommend any realtors out there who have not had a chance to go to the Great American Realtor Days, I highly encourage it. It's great to meet people, shake their hands, get to hear the issues that are fresh, that are in the mind of our representatives. Really, really great stuff. So I encourage you all, if you haven't done it, go do it. And even you don't have to be a realtor to do it. There are lots of people. There's obviously people who are there trying to encourage and change things, but any citizen can show up to that and be a part of watching it and seeing how everything works. So very good, very, very good stuff.
That's cool. You were also in a class was it yesterday?
Actually, it's a class where I am taking really called How to Become a Listing Specialist, and you get a certificate for it. So it's a way to brush up on my skills as a listing agent. Really good stuff. I was very, very impressed. Still working on it.
New ideas for you?
Yeah, some new ideas. How long the presentation should be, the formality of the presentation, all that kind of stuff, which I think is good. One of the big things they pitched is making sure you have your presentation well prepared and ready to be consistent with it.
They talk at all about attending to your audience?
Oh, always. The first thing they want you to do is when you greet them and have an opportunity to start a conversation is ask about what they need, rather than us as that realtor going in there and trying to tell them how impressive we are and what we think they need. Yeah. And I think it's a great starting point to ask questions about what they're looking for, what they're needing, rather than trying to tell them.
As I've gotten older with real estate, it has felt very obvious that presentations aren't presentations in some cases. A lot of times it can be listening. A lot of times it can be you show up and someone's already signing on the dotted line, they want to tell you about it, or the dynamic when it comes to personalities and how you as a real estate agent mix with your potential customer. It all changes. So it can change quickly. It can change even when you get to the meeting. I've gotten to meetings where I expected one thing and it turned out to be very different than that. So sure. It's feels like you'll never, well, as a real estate agent, we'll never ever run into everything, and there's always something to learn. So
I think that's the good part, right?
Yeah.
It's never the same. No 2 days are the same. And I think that's part of the greatness of being a realtor.
It does keep it fresh, at least.
Yeah, you're looking into being a coach again at Buchholz.
Yep.
Can you tell people a little bit about that? And I don't know if you've ever mentioned in your podcast what your background is in lacrosse and where your passion comes and that kind of thing. Tell us a little bit about that.
Sure. Yeah. Grew up. Started playing lacrosse in middle school, fell in love with it. Much easier to get on to the team than getting onto the basketball team, considering I was 4'9" in 8th grade. Played lacrosse throughout high school, played college lacrosse, 2 different schools, and now have been helping Coach Buholtz and some of the local travel teams from time to time here in Gainesville. Just thoroughly enjoy the game. I feel indebted to give back to the community. The Gainesville community, when I was growing up, was very good to me in lacrosse. The kids have been great, good attitudes, and easy to coach. So it makes for an enjoyable experience.
So is that where your passion is, helping the kids, or is it the technical aspects of lacrosse? What is it that you say to yourself, if I'm going to practice today, I'm excited because?
The exciting portion for me is being able to have been on the other side of some of the difficult things in lacrosse, or just being experienced in that measure and being ready and capable to help kids go through struggles or how to get better. And those things excite me because I think long term, those make so much of a difference in their life, rather than, I'm always excited to show up and coach the technical aspect. I'm always excited to show up and coach scheme. All of it is really based on not where I am, but where the kids are. And
so that sounds more like their life development comes out of this lacrosse coaching relationship. And you see that as one of the big benefits then, is that life development for them. Is that accurate?
Yeah, that's the stuff that I think most coaches, you're at the end of the year, and especially in Alachua County, I think the reason that people come back and they continue to coach is because of the ability and the small moments impacts that you have to help. And I think in hindsight, it's a reflection upon the help that most people got from certain figures in their life that did that for them. And it's a respect, and then it's an enjoyment, and it's also an excitement to, if I could, I know what certain people meant in my life to me, and what feelings they gave to me. If I could be that for somebody else, I just know how much that meant to me as somebody who was in high school or middle school and all that. So that's the exciting part, which is I hope that it then inspires people further to do that, because I think that goes along with fulfillment and the true excitement of life.
And do you get relationships with parents also? I'm assuming that some of that bleeds into the parental relationships too. They get to know you and maybe appreciate the fact that you're helping them with their kids in that life development thing.
I've had prior relationships with some of the parents. I've had prior relationships from knowing people. When you're coaching and you're going along with it, some of the parents, I myself as an assistant, am not incredibly involved with them, and I'm more involved with the kids. But I know that from some of the gratitude that some of the parents have shown me, I feel as though I have earned their trust and earned at least a speaking relationship with them that would allow me to, I feel their love.
Okay. And the spring lacrosse season for Buholtz starts in late January, early February, something like that?
Correct.
And what do you see as your role this year?
Just offense,
coaching the offensive side.
Yeah.
Well, I can tell you, as his father, I thoroughly enjoy his coaching also. Of course, I loved attending all of his lacrosse games, all 5,000 of them. But I also enjoy going out to the games and watching him coach. I know it sounds crazy, but I do. And I always look forward to being a part of the lacrosse program. I miss it.
Thank you guys for joining us. That was the Hunziker Team, episode 5. Very thankful for you guys. We appreciate you guys paying attention. I've heard from many people say that they see our social media stuff, which is just a blessing for us. So I really appreciate it. Shout out to Chris, our Director of Operations, who helps put this together and is the courage to our team to do this sort of thing. So we thank you, Chris.
Chris is awesome.